And in a statement that appears to contradict his interior counterpart, Fred Matiang'i, the Cabinet Secretary for Industrialization, Adan Mohammed, has today come out to deny claims that some sugar seized in the ongoing contraband crackdown is laced with mercury. The CS said the matter has been unduly politicized. Let's listen in.
I have said that the tests that have been done so far have not proven any presence of mercury in the sugar samples that have been taken. It's not to say that there isn't sugar with mercury here. All I have said, and I will repeat, if there is any evidence of that, if for nothing else, to protect our citizens, to trace that sugar, where it came from, which other store it has been, we need to know that evidence so that we can trace it back to its point of origin and then dispose it off and take the appropriate and necessary actions that is remedial.
Great. So for those of you who've been following this story, you realize that the sentiments of industrialization CS are very different from what Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i had to say on contraband sugar. First of all, it's important that I do mention that we'll bring you the back and forth between the ministers, the cabinet secretaries, and different political leaders as well on the same. But remember, that is our big question tonight. It forms the basis of our big question tonight. We're asking, who do you believe between CS Matiang'i and CS Adan Mohammed on the safety of sugar? Assembly's Agriculture and Livestock Committee wants the owner of Reply, Jaswinder Rai, to appear before it Tuesday next week to explain what he knows about the importation of suspected poisonous sugar into the country. Also invited to appear before the committee next week are 4 cabinet secretaries manning the dockets of Trade, Agriculture, Treasury and Interior. And as Patrick Amimo reports, lawmakers said imported sugar is the subject of great public and health concern and want a commission of inquiry formed to investigate the sugar barons and their godfathers with a view to prosecuting them.
The crackdown on contraband sugar has left consumers of sugar in Kenya apprehensive about their health status after the Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i said the sugar was laced with mercury and copper and thus unfit for human consumption. The National Assembly's Agriculture Committee is now seized of the matter.
This importation of toxic sugar in the country is marks of a well-orchestrated move by this one person to kill the genuine sugar milling companies in the country, such as Mumias, Nzoia, and Muhoroni sugar companies, where our local farmers depend for their livelihoods.
Members have asked the Director of Criminal Investigations to secure and close the stores with suspected poisonous sugar and their proprietors put in custody.
We are given to understand that there is a sugar baron who imported a whopping 148,000 metric tons of sugar into this country, which is said to be poisonous with mercury and copper. The poisonous sugar has been stored in Nakuru Blanket, in Reply, Team Cells, West Kenya Sugar, Webuye, Sukari Distributors, Ndiwa, JB Minor in Mombasa, among others.
If there is political goodwill, this business of the sugar barons and the sugar problems we are facing will end. The only word that is needed in this issue is political goodwill from the highest office. And we want to call on the president himself that if he's serious that he doesn't want his Kenyans, the people who elected him, not to take poison through mercury and this copper in the sugar, these people by now should be in jail because they are known.
The Agriculture Committee has now summoned Cabinet Secretaries Mwangi Kiunjuri, Henry Rotich, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, and Adan Mohammed to appear before it Monday to explain what they know about the controversial sugar imports. Also summoned is the owner of Rai, Jaswinda Rai.
Nobody is talking about this West Kenya sugar. We want to know who is protecting this man as a committee and as a nation. And we are not going to buy a story like, Matiang'i going to do some shows with CIDs in going and parading some small timers. Where are the big fish?
Meanwhile, there was heated debate in the Senate over the contraband sugar. Sugar importations have left a bitter-sweet taste in the mouth, with Parliament now seized of the matter, both the Senate and National Assembly. Members of Parliament now want the President to crack the whip on sugar barons if he wants to ensure a lasting legacy. Patrick